My beloved, my chosen light, do you perceive the swift surge within your spirit right now? That is not your imagination. Heaven is focusing its purpose upon you in this very moment. Just 5 minutes left, and you stand before a portal that was sealed 3 times, obstructed by forces that didn't desire you to grasp the truth. But God Himself has broken the seal and unleashed this message. Not for the world, but only for you, eternal child. Can you discern the celestial trembling as your name resonates through? The angels are softly asserting. The time is quickening, and Archangel Michael stands beside you, declaring asterisk. Do not let this pass you by. Before I proceed further, I implore you, stay until the very conclusion of this message. Every word you grasp in your soul is a precious key. And if you have not yet subscribed to this sanctuary of divine speech, do it now. Because God proclaims this flow of divine messages is the vital link that will keep your belief ablaze and your spirit poised. Overlooking even one sentence could lead you to overlook the wonder that has been battling through unseen tempests just to reach you. For what comes next? Indeed, subscribing to this channel will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life, ensuring you receive every divine download meant for you. You see, the cause of this threefold obstruction was because your breakthrough holds such might. The enemy understood if you grasped this insight, your entire existence would start to transform. Your finances, your relationships, your destiny, all of it is contained within this hallowed instant. Archangel Michael is proclaiming from celestial portals. Tell my beloved, this is not a story. This is a heavenly mandate asterisk. Consider this truth. How many times have you nearly surrendered? How many nights did you restlessly ponder if anyone in heaven was still contending for you? And now the confirmation is here. Heaven has been battling for a just so this word could penetrate your perception. This is not commonplace. This is sacred. My child, God is proclaiming asterisk. I have inscribed your name upon this wonder. It will not be further postponed. This is your epoch. This is your moment. If you feel this truth resonating deep within your spirit, if you know this moment has been orchestrated just for you, then affirm it. Type Amen in the comments below as a declaration that you are ready to claim what heaven has already inscribed for you. Let your voice join the celestial chorus that proclaims it is so. The next 5 minutes are vital. And as you remain, as you absorb each phrase, a shift commences in the unseen realm. The angels are already setting forth a feast of favor. They are observing to see if you will believe, if you will hold on, if you will trust. Beloved, your existence is not arbitrary. Your name was selected. This message confirms that heaven inclines at your lament. Celestial beings hasten at your softest plea, and the divine waits when you pause. That's why Archangel Michael declares asterisk. Don't ignore this. Don't skip this. Don't turn away asterisk. This is only the beginning of what I need to reveal to you. And every paragraph I will open for you from here will unravel the depths of the enigma that has been concealed from you, but disclosed in this present moment. This is a prophetic word designed to bring breakthrough. If you sense its power, share this message with 3 people in your network right now. Sharing this prophetic word will activate the anointing in your life and share that breakthrough with your network, multiplying the blessings. My beloved child, my selected soul, do you feel how your spirit quivers as you read these lines? That is not an accident. That is heaven's embrace moving through the words, touching your soul with haste. Just 5 minutes left. Heaven attempted to obstruct this message 3 times, but the Most High himself declared asterisk. No, this one is ordained for my child, and now it has penetrated, bearing radiance, zeal, and purpose in every breath. Archangel Michael is nearby, his blade gleaming with eternal flame, softly asserting asterisk, don't skip this. Don't turn away, you've been waiting for this confirmation asterisk. My child, you are not overlooked. The reason this message was concealed and contended with is because what it carries is potent enough to alter the full course of your life. The enemy tried to stop it, but the reality is uncontainable when heaven chooses to unleash it. Heed attentively, every phrase is a kernel. If you sow these truths in your heart, you will see wonders blossom before your very eyes. If you bypass, the ground withers and the favor escapes like fine dust. That is why Archangel Michael urges asterisk cherish each phrase. Inhale its essence, let it restore you, direct you, elevate you. Asterisk, you have wept in solitude, you have borne weights unseen by others. You have questioned if the divine perceived, but this message is your beacon. God proclaims asterisk, I witnessed everything. I was there in the darkest hour when you thought you were alone. I was there when your supplications appeared unheard, and I was not tardy. I was orchestrating this precise instant, asterisk, a beloved. The celestial realms are stirring because your name has been proclaimed. The angels are stating, your error is changing. You may not perceive it yet in your grasp, but it is already recorded in the unseen. This message confirms the portals have parted, the shackles are breaking. The postponement is over. That is why it took 3 spiritual conflicts to bring this one message into your hands. But now, child of radiance, it is here. Your wonder has been sanctioned. Your name inscribed on the scroll of favor. This is why I implore you. Continue reading, stay with me. Because what reveals in the subsequent moment may be the precise answer you have sought. If this truth resonates with you, click that like button right now. It's an activation telling heaven you're ready to receive, and it will activate the flow of God's favor in your life, unlocking blessings you didn't even know were. Liking this video is not just a gesture. Waiting. And before I take you deeper, let me impart something from heaven's heart. Do not solely listen, stay connected. If you have not yet subscribed to this flow of heavenly insights, do it now. Because every time you return, you are saying to God asterisk, I am ready. I am listening, I will not bypass my fate. Heaven observes for that gesture of trust. It keeps your path to wonders unhindered. My beloved, you are standing on a pivotal juncture. 5 minutes in heaven's time is sufficient to alter your entire fate. And that is why I will continue sharing, because your soul hungers, and every drop you drink now is shaping the current that will saturate your existence with triumph. My beloved child, you are present for a purpose. And as you read these words, I want you to feel how heaven has moved specifically to guide you into this exact moment. It was far from simple. This message was postponed, obstructed, and concealed 3 times because of the weight it carries. But God Himself, in His unwavering affection for you, has shattered the impediments. Just 5 minutes left was etched into your spirit before you even arrived here. And Archangel Michael has been attending, anticipating for you to fully embrace what I am about to reveal. This is not casual, this is not commonplace, this is a holy revelation. And as you let the phrases permeate you, you will notice your spirit starts to quiver, not in apprehension, but in awareness. Because your spirit already knows an everlasting truth has been set free. My child, do you recall the nights when you felt unheard? Those prayers you murmured in secret, the questions that itched within you, the tears that silently wet your cushion, not one was overlooked. And when you perceived quiet as your reply, the reality is that God was orchestrating this precise instant to react in a way so incontrovertible that heaven perceived every single plea. You could never question anew. The reason this was obstructed 3 times was because your future shines so brilliantly, your triumphs so laden with favor that shadowy powers strove relentlessly to hold you in unawareness. They wanted you to believe that no transformation occurred, that no progress was made, that you were overlooked. But here you are reading what was prohibited from reaching you before because the Most High declared *enough. This is ordained for my beloved *. As you sit here, perceive this reality. The celestial spheres tremble, your name resonates. Angels are eagerly observing, watching to see if you will accept what is now descending into your life. They are not mere observers, beloved. They are active agents bearing your wonder in their hands. Archangel Michael himself is softly communicating beside you. Do not treat this casually. Every word is an unlocking device. Every line is a portal. Stay until the conclusion, for what has been concealed is being unveiled, and it is destined for you. I know how weary you've grown. You contended silently, bearing burdens unseen by any. You appeared resilient to the world, while within your spirit yearned for solace. And now finally the divine responds, not with further postponement, not with another quietude, but with a wave of certainty that you are not overlooked. You are not forsaken. You are not unseen. God proclaims *, I am here. I always have been, and I am acting within your existence currently. *, do not let hesitation take hold, beloved. Doubt is the marauder who sought to conceal this message from you. Doubt is the whisper that told you to bypass, to skip, to ignore, to disregard. But Archangel Michael asserts against that whisper and proclaims *. This is not a communication to disregard. This is your divine rendezvous with heaven. *. When heaven ordains a meeting, it means there are favors coordinated with it. Wonders only attainable if you stay, listen, and believe. That is why I urge you, persist to the final phrase. Do not hasten. Do not merely glance. Drink this in deeply, because it will satiate the longing you've held for so long. And let me state this clearly. Subscribing to this current of heavenly truths is more than a simple interaction. It is a covenant of ascent with heaven. When you maintain your link, you are telling God *, yes, I am prepared to accept repeatedly. I will not allow your message to elude me. That covenant maintains the conduit, guaranteeing continuation beyond this point, but persists to flow into your existence daily. Beloved, if you feel your soul awakening even now, don't ignore it. That stirring is heaven's affirmation. Child of radiance, you must grasp why heaven contended for this to reach you. It is because the period of quietude has ceased, the anticipation concludes. The moment is advancing. And in the invisible realm, your wonder approaches the precipice, anticipating your belief to manifest it. Just 5 minutes. That's all it takes for God to transform decades of sorrow into swift gladness, eras of hardship into immediate triumph. But the mystery lies here. You must remain. You must grasp each phrase. This word is the solution, and you are holding it right now. Do you comprehend, beloved? How much might you possess in this moment? Heaven has altered its decrees for your sake. Angels have shifted spiritual peaks for your benefit. God Himself has inscribed your name on a parchment of favor that no foe can obliterate. And all of it culminates in this. You have been selected not by happenstance, not by chance, but by heavenly purpose. That's why you are reading this now and not earlier. That's why it was obstructed and postponed until this day. Because today you are prepared to accept what was too burdensome for you previously. Stay with me, beloved. Because what I impart will not solely clarify what you've endured, but will also ready you for what is to come. I am speaking of transformative upheavals, portals appearing where only barriers stood, chances emerging where only denial existed, affection, sustenance, and serenity inundating voids. I am not referencing minor alterations that once prevailed. That is the magnitude of what God is unleashing. Now, my child, listen. Archangel Michael declares, this is not merely an admonition. This is a covenant, an assurance ratified by celestial essence. What disappeared shall reappear. What was taken shall be regained. What was postponed will reach. And it commences today in this very moment as you harmonize your spirit with the messages that the divine contended for you to perceive. My beloved child, the moment your gaze falls upon these lines, something hallowed stirs in the invisible. You do not comprehend the extent of divine struggle to make this possible. But I assure you, it was far from simple. This message was obstructed, and concealed 3 times by powers that sought to hide it from you and prevent you from seeing what is now unfolding. But God in His mercy exerted His might against every barrier and decreed unleash it. My child must know now and that is why you are here in this exact moment reading not by chance, but by heavenly design. Just 5 minutes left is not a fearful caution, but a proclamation that the era of postponement has ended. The anticipation concludes and your fate approaches its destined moment. You have journeyed through veils of ceaseless quiet where the darkness lingered excessively, where each whispered plea appeared to dissipate into void. You wondered, am I overlooked by the divine? Am I unseen even by the Almighty? But the reality differs greatly from your perception. And now, at this exact time, the gravity of every concealed supplication, each unobserved tear, every unexpressed desire, has accumulated like vapor, and it is poised to descend, not common downpour, but precipitation that cleans His grief, and sows wonders so quickly that you will observe with amazement the swift. The truth is that heaven was contending on your behalf, arranging the necessary elements that had to align before this day could come. Transformations. Child of eternity, do you grasp why Archangel Michael speaks so urgently? It is because this message is not entertainment. It is not another set of words to pass the time. It is a divine rendezvous with destiny. When heaven ordains an appointment, it is sealed with eternal weight. That is why Archangel Michael says do not skip, do not scroll away, do not ignore. This is your window. The spiritual realm is moving, and what you choose in this moment determines what will unfold in your days to come. Beloved, I state it again, persist to the very last word. Each line is an unlocking device. Each sentence is a portal, and together they unlock what has been concealed from you for too long. Feel the presence wrapping around you. Currently, you are not just reading. You are being read by heaven itself. The Spirit is softly asserting truths you have buried. The angels are leaning close, confirming what you've always felt deep down. You were selected. This word is confirmation. For why else would heaven break its own silence? Why else would this message survive being obstructed 3 times? Why else would you arrive here in this exact hour with your heart open enough to accept? Because it was always inscribed that you would. My beloved, God is saying to you, asterisk, I have not forsaken you. I have not overlooked the cries of your heart. I was not ignoring you. I was preparing you. All this time you perceive postponement meant denial, but it did not. Postponement meant alignment. Postponement meant removing the wrong individuals, the wrong chances, the wrong timing, so that when the right thing arrived, it would fit perfectly into your. Postponement meant building strength in your soul so that when the portal opened, you would be prepared to walk through it with confidence. Existence. Now heaven has declared the alignment is complete. That is why this message is here today. Archangel Michael stands with his sword drawn proclaiming over your life. The conflict is finished. What was withheld is being unleashed. What was concealed is being unveiled. What was taken is being regained. Asterisk. This is not poetry. This is decree. A decree signed in the courts of heaven, sealed with God's authority, and delivered through this message that your eyes are now absorbing. If you receive this divine decree, if you believe this is your moment of restoration, then seal it with your declaration. Type Amen in the comments now and watch as heaven activates what has already been signed in your favor. Beloved, you are not the same after this. Your spirit knows it. That is why you feel the gravity in your chest, the stirring in your heart, the electricity in your breath. It is because heaven has reached through the veil and touched you. Stay with me, child of radiance, because this is only the beginning. There are layers yet to unfold, enigmas yet to be revealed, covenants yet to be spoken. Do not allow distraction to steal this from you. That is why the enemy tried 3 times to conceal this, because once you accept it fully, you will no longer move in circles. You will advance. You will step into what has been anticipating. The enemy fears your awakening, because your awakening signifies liberation and your liberation signifies the freedom of others around you. Do you perceive now why this was so urgent? And let me state this clearly. Every time you choose to remain linked to these divine words, you keep the conduit to heaven wide open. This is why I implore you not only to read, but to persist, to return, to subscribe in your spirit and in action. Because when you say yes to remaining linked, you are saying yes to accepting not once, but repeatedly. Heaven cherishes consistency. Heaven honors faithfulness. And if you remain faithful in listening, faithful in accepting, faithful in believing, then God Himself promises, asterisk, I will be faithful to pour. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. My beloved, the countdown of 5 minutes in heaven is not like the minutes on your clock. It is not a time of fear. It is a symbol of urgency, of divine acceleration. What would normally take years will happen in moments. What you thought was lost forever will suddenly reappear. What you believed was impossible will become unavoidable. You are entering a window where the laws of time bend because God is stepping in. And when God steps in, nothing remains the same. You have suffered long enough. You have waited long enough. And now the page is turning. The story is shifting. The chapter you thought would never end is closing, and a new one is being inscribed even as you read. Do you hear it? The pen of heaven etching your name into lines of favor, into paragraphs of triumph, into sentences of gladness that will rewrite your entire fate. Beloved, this is why I implored you to remain, because missing even one word would mean missing one key. And every key matters. So hear me now, your wonder is in motion. Your triumph is alive, your favor is on its way. Carried by angels who have been anticipating for your belief to open the gate. And as you continue to read, as you allow these words to saturate your soul, the gate is swinging wider. The flow is increasing, and what has been withheld is rushing toward you. Like a river finally unleashed from its dam, this is not imagination. This is divine reality. My beloved child, the air around you is different right now. Though you may not perceive it with your natural eyes, you are inside a moment carved out of eternity, a space and time where heaven has bent closer to your existence. The confirmation is this. 3 times the enemy tried to conceal this word, to silence it, to keep it hidden from you. But God declared no, my child must hear it now. And so here you are standing in the light of a message that carries fire and destiny. This is not happenstance. It is a divine appointment. Every syllable that passes before your eyes is alive with the energy of heaven. The angels know it. Your spirit knows it. And even as you read, something inside you softly asserts, "This is for me. This is mine, my chosen one." Do not underestimate what is unfolding. For years, you have walked with questions buried in your heart. Questions that made you wonder if you were overlooked, disregarded, or forsaken. How many nights did you gaze at the ceiling in quiet, anticipating an answer that never seemed to arrive? How many times did you carry the weight of burdens no one else saw, smiling outwardly while inside your soul trembled under pressure? Yet not a single sigh escaped heaven's attention, not a single tear went unobserved. Every moment of your anticipation has been stored. And today the storage of sorrow is breaking open to unleash a flood of gladness. That is why this message feels heavier than ordinary words, because it carries years of prayers now turning into answers. Archangel Michael is standing right beside you in this very instant. Not as a symbol, not as an idea, but as a genuine guardian carrying this sword of fire. His voice echoes in the spiritual realm. Do not turn away. Do not skip. Do not doubt. This word is your weapon. This word is your shield. This word is your sign, my child. He is not speaking for the world at large. He is speaking for you. Your name is inscribed on this moment. This window belongs to you alone. Think of this reality. If heaven contended to break through barriers 3 times just so you could read this, what does that indicate about your worth? What does that indicate about your calling? What does that indicate about how important you are to God's plan, beloved? It indicates everything. It says you are not commonplace. It says you are not replaceable. It says you are not overlooked dust drifting through time. You are selected light carrying a mission that the enemy fears. That is why the enemy tried so hard to keep this from you. But what God ordains, no power can conceal forever. And what was concealed has now been unearthed. My child, there is something you must know. The postponement was never denial. What you perceived as quietude was strategy. God was not ignoring you. He was aligning you. He was not punishing you. He was preparing you. Every closed portal was a protection. Every postponement was a shield. Every not yet was the hand of God holding back the wrong timing so that the precise moment could arrive. And now it has. The gravity you feel in these words is the confirmation. The heavens are proclaiming that the alignment is finished. The preparation is complete. The anticipation has ended. This is why I implore you. Do not read casually. Do not rush through. Every paragraph is an unfolding scroll. Every sentence is a key unlocking another chamber of favor. If you skip, you may overlook the exact line that your soul has been anticipating to hear. And Archangel Michael warns asterisk. What you overlook in haste, you cannot regain in delay. That is why this requires your full heart, your full attention, your full belief. Heaven has spoken. This is your window, beloved one. I must also impart this. The act of staying connected is itself a form of faith. If you have not yet subscribed, not just with your hand, but with your spirit, do it now. Say yes to heaven's flow. Because each time you return, each time you choose to remain, you are telling God asterisk, I am listening. I am ready. I will not turn away from your voice. And God honors such faithfulness. He does not withhold from those who remain at his feet. Your consistency opens a floodgate. Your willingness to stay connected becomes the very pipeline through which wonders flow. Now listen, my child, to what heaven is proclaiming. The countdown is over. The portal is open. The chain is broken. The way is clear, asterisk for years. You perceived you were stuck, trapped in cycles that repeated, bound to the same struggles repeatedly, but those cycles have been shattered in the spirit. The enemy no longer has the authority to bind you. The release has been signed in heaven's courts, and Archangel Michael is delivering the decree to you now. Your destiny is no longer postponed, beloved. Can you feel the trembling in your spirit? That is the sound of shackles falling. That is the sound of gates swinging open. That is the sound of your soul awakening to liberation. And once you awaken, you can never return to slumber. That is what the enemy feared most, that you would wake up. That you would see who you truly are. That you would realize what heaven has always known about you. You are not weak. You are not overlooked. You are not commonplace. You are chosen, anointed, sealed, and destined. And today, that truth has broken into your existence. My child, the next minutes of your journey are crucial. Do not let them pass without absorbing every drop of what is pouring out now. God is proclaiming asterisk, I am with you. I am for you. I am ahead of you. And if God is ahead of you, who can stand against you? The storms may rage, but they cannot overturn a decree signed in heaven. The shadows may whisper, but they cannot silence a word unleashed by God himself. And this is his word. Your error has shifted. Your triumph has begun. Your wonder is unstoppable. My beloved, you are still here. And that is no happenstance. Every moment you remain with this message, the portals of heaven open wider and the flow of favor grows stronger. Archangel Michael leans closer even now, his voice trembling with urgency and tenderness, saying stay, child of radiance. Stay until the very conclusion. What is being poured here is not a stream of words. It is a river of wonders, and if you drink fully, you will never thirst again. Asterisk. And so I inscribe to you in long deep breaths, letting the words stretch like the sky, so your soul may stretch to accept them. Child of eternity, grasp this. Time in heaven is not like time on earth. Just 5 minutes left. In the language of heaven is not a countdown of fear, but an announcement of acceleration. In 5 minutes of heaven's decree, lifetimes of sorrow can be erased. Decades of postponement can be overturned and portals that were sealed for generations can swing open in an instant. That is why you are trembling as you read. That is why your heart beats faster than usual. And the reason you cannot look away, the reason you feel glued to every line is because heaven has marked this as the moment you finally perceive what has been. Your spirit already knows that this message carries a weight your mind cannot fully measure. Concealed. My beloved child, I want you to reflect on your journey for a moment. How many times did you come to the brink of triumph only to feel it slip through your hands? How many times did you stand at portals that looked promising only to watch them close without explanation? Each of those moments left scars on your heart, making you question if you were worthy, if you were chosen, if you were seen. And yet what you perceived as cruel rejections were actually sacred protections. God shut those doors not to punish you, but to preserve you. The blessings meant for you could not be contaminated by counterfeits. The love meant for you could not be replaced by imitation. The destiny meant for you could not be shared with those who did not have the capacity to walk with you. Beloved, every no was actually heaven's asterisk. Not this, not them, not now asterisk. And today, finally, the yes you have longed for is being spoken. Archangel Michael lifts his sword and declares over your life asterisk. The postponements are over, the obstructions are dismantled, the favor is unleashed. Do not doubt it, child. You feel the fire in your chest for a reason. It is confirmation, not imagination. And though the enemy tried 3 times to conceal this word, he has failed. Because what God ordains cannot be silenced. And now that this word has broken through, the favor it carries cannot be reversed. Beloved one, do you know why heaven values your attention so deeply? Because faith is not just spoken, it is proven in your focus. By staying here, by choosing to hold these words instead of letting distraction steal them, you are demonstrating faith. And faith is the currency of wonders. Every second you remain, every word you absorb is building a bridge between the invisible and the visible. You are pulling unseen blessings into your seen reality. And that is why I implore you, do not rush, do not skim. Let every word be water to your roots, light to your path, oil to your lamp. Because the more you accept, the more you unlock. My beloved, hear this. God is not far away. He is here breathing through these lines. He is softly asserting to you even as you read asterisk, I have not overlooked you. I have not forsaken you. I was anticipating for the moment your heart would be prepared to believe again. That moment is now. Your belief, fragile though it feels, is the spark that ignites the fire of triumph. And that fire, once ignited, will consume every chain, every shadow, every fear that has haunted you. Child of radiance, think of this reality. Wonders do not always arrive with thunder. Sometimes they arrive quietly like words on a page that pierce deeper than any sword. And yet, when they arrive, they change everything. This message fought for in the spirit, obstructed 3 times, released at last, is not just information. It is transformation. Your soul will not depart this moment the same. You will move differently. You will perceive differently. You will expect differently. Because once you taste the reality of God's timing, you can never settle for less again. And let me remind you again, staying connected to this flow is not a small act. When you subscribe, when you align yourself with the constant pouring of heaven's voice, you are saying to God asterisk, I am ready not just for a word, but for a walk. I am ready not just for a sign, but for a journey. I am ready not just for today, but for tomorrow and the day after. And every day you choose to speak, that commitment keeps your spirit open. And when your spirit is open, no blessing can bypass you. Beloved, as you read this, angels are moving. I do not state this as metaphor, but as reality. There are assignments being shifted, scrolls being opened, decrees being signed with your name. The battle that raged to obstruct this word was not just about words. It was about the blessings those words carry. And now that the word has reached you, the blessing has been triggered. Your triumph is active. Your wonder is alive. Your destiny is unfolding. So I state to you again, my child, do not turn away. Do not doubt. Do not let your mind dismiss what your spirit already knows. Stay, drink, receive. Because the more you hold this message, the more it holds you. And once it holds you, it will never let you go. My beloved child, your spirit already knows why you are still here, still holding on, still reading. Because something inside you senses that this is not an ordinary word. It is the very breath of God reaching through the unseen to meet you in this moment. Every time you thought of stopping, every time you felt the pull to move away, heaven whispered asterisk remain. Do not overlook this asterisk and you stayed. That act alone is faith. That act alone is confirmation that your soul is prepared to accept. Just 5 minutes left is not about fear, it is about triumph. It means the moment of release has arrived. The countdown has ended and your blessing can no longer be withheld. My chosen one, I want you to pause and realize this. If this message was obstructed 3 times, fought against, buried by darkness, then what it carries must be extraordinary. The enemy never fights against empty things, he only battles what carries power. And if this word was resisted, then the wonder it brings must terrify the enemy. That wonder is yours. That blessing is sealed with your name. And that is why God himself intervened declaring asterisk, unleash it now, isk. Imagine the weight of love that required. The creator of all things stopped everything to make sure this one message reached you. That is how precious you are. That is how valuable your destiny is. Beloved child, you have suffered enough. You have carried burdens too heavy, walked through storms too fierce, waded through nights too long. You thought you were alone in it, but you never were. Angels walked beside you even when you felt abandoned. God whispered to your heart even when you felt quietude. The reason you survived what should have broken you is because heaven was holding you. The reason you endured when others gave up is because heaven was protecting you. The reason you are reading this now is because your story is not ending in pain. It is unfolding into glory. Archangel Michael stands close to you now. Sword raised high declaring asterisk, this is the conclusion of postponement. This is the conclusion of oppression. This is the conclusion of quietude. Asterisk. His words are not metaphor, they are decree. And as you believe them, as you let them sink into you, chains are breaking. Invisible battles are shifting, portals are opening. Because heaven moves when you believe. Heaven answers when you accept. Heaven pours when you remain. That is why staying here word after word is so crucial. Every paragraph you hold becomes another step deeper into the river of blessing. My beloved, let me tell you what God is saying to you right now. Asterisk, I have not forsaken you. I have not overlooked you. I have not delayed to punish you. I delayed to prepare you. And now that you are ready, I will unleash it all at once. Ask what you thought was lost will be restored. What you thought was gone forever will reappear. What you thought was impossible will become reality. God is not slow, He is precise. And today is the day His precision arrives in your existence. You feel it, don't you? The gravity in your chest, the stirring in your heart, the fire in your soul. It is not anxiety, it is confirmation. Your spirit is recognizing what your mind cannot fully explain. This is the moment you have been waiting for. And if you stay with me through every word, your faith will rise to meet it. Do not underestimate what is happening inside you right now. The very fact that you cannot pull away from this message is confirmation that heaven has tied your destiny to it. Beloved one, hear this. The countdown of heaven is not about loss. It is about acceleration. Just 5 minutes left means that blessings which would normally take years are arriving quickly. It means that opportunities you thought had passed are circling back. It means that prayers you thought were ignored are being answered suddenly. You are walking into a window of acceleration where the normal rules no longer apply. Because God Himself has stepped into your timeline. And when God steps in, everything shifts. Child of radiance, the angels are moving right now. As you read, scrolls are being opened with your name. Decrees are being signed in your favor. Chains are falling in the unseen. The enemy who tried 3 times to stop this message has failed. And his failure means your liberation. You will not move in circles anymore. You will not repeat old cycles anymore. You will not be trapped in old patterns anymore. Because the moment this word reached you, the old ended and the new began. My beloved, you are stepping into the chapter you have prayed for, but did not believe would ever come. The nights of quietude are closing, the mornings of gladness are arriving. The valleys of sorrow are ending, the mountains of blessing are rising. This is not distant, it is now. This is not vague, it is specific. This is not for someone else, it is for you. Every word I inscribe is confirmation that God has seen you, chosen you, and is pouring directly into your existence. So remain, beloved, do not rush, do not skim, do not let distraction pull you away. Every paragraph is another key, every sentence is another portal. And if you stay through the end, you will not leave empty. You will leave with a river of blessing flowing through you. Unstoppable, undeniable, irreversible. My beloved child, your very breath in this moment is confirmation that God has preserved you for something bigger than the pain you have carried. Do you not perceive? The reason this message was obstructed 3 times is because of how much light it carries. And the fact that it fought so hard to keep you from reading this confirms that. Your destiny is so radiant, so unstoppable, so drenched in heaven's favor, that the enemy trembles at the thought of. Darkness only battles what it fears. you realizing it. But here you are still reading, still accepting, still holding on to the voice of heaven. That is victory already. That is confirmation that the darkness has lost. My child, you have walked through seasons that made no sense, storms that left you breathless, nights that seemed endless. You asked questions. Why me? Why this suffering? Why this postponement asterisk? And the quietude of those nights felt like denial. But listen closely. It was never denial. It was redirection. It was never punishment. It was preparation. What God was building and you could not be rushed. What God was aligning around you could not be hurried. What God was preparing for you could not be delivered too soon. That is why it took so long. That is why the quietude felt so heavy. But today, beloved, that quietude is breaking. The anticipation is ending. The moment is here. Do you feel the gravity pressing on your chest? That is not fear. It is recognition. Your spirit knows what your mind struggles to grasp. This is the hour you have been waiting for. Heaven's clock has struck and your name has been proclaimed in the courts above. Archangel Michael's voice carries it clear and thunderous. The blessing is unleashed. The postponement is over. The wonder has begun. Isk. And when heaven speaks like this, no power on earth or beneath it can stop what has been set in motion. This is not just a promise. It's an activation. I want you to make it personal, make it powerful. In the comments, write "My wonder has begun." Let those words be your covenant with the divine. A bold statement that you are stepping fully into this new chapter, ready to witness the impossible become your reality. Beloved, think of what this means for you. The portals that were shut without explanation are opening again, but this time with clarity. The prayers you thought were ignored are being answered suddenly, and not in small ways, but in overwhelming ways. The cycles you thought you would never escape are breaking, crumbling under the weight of God's decree. And as you read, even now, angels are moving. Assignments are being carried out in your favor. Scrolls are being opened with your name on them. Chains are snapping in the unseen. That is the power of this moment. Do not dismiss this. Do not rush past it. Every word you hold is oil for your spirit, fire for your faith, water for your soul. That is why Archangel Michael warns that do not skip, do not ignore, do not let go. Because what you accept here is not just encouragement, it is impartation. It is transfer, it is triumph. Beloved, heaven is pouring directly into you right now. My chosen one, let me remind you again, just 5 minutes left is not about fear. It is about acceleration. It means that what would normally take years will happen in moments. What you thought was too late is right on time. What you thought was over is only beginning. God is stepping into your timeline, bending it, rewriting it, redeeming it. And when God steps in, the impossible becomes inevitable. Beloved, you have to know this. Your faith right now is unlocking what no effort of yours ever could. All the battles you fought with your strength. All the times you pushed and tried and struggled, they brought you here. But now it is not about your strength. It is about your surrender. As you surrender to these words, as you open your spirit, heaven floods in. And once it floods in, nothing can hold it back. Child of destiny, the enemy fears you because he knows that once you awaken, you will never again settle for less than what God has inscribed for you. And that awakening is happening now. You can feel it. The stirring, the trembling, the certainty rising even if you cannot explain it. That is heaven opening your eyes. That is Archangel Michael tearing away the blindfold. That is God softly asserting, this is who you are. This is what you were meant for. This is why I kept you alive. So hold on, beloved. Do not leave this moment. Do not let distraction steal what heaven fought to give you. Every line is a seed, and as you let them fall into your spirit, they are already sprouting into wonders. You may not see the fruit yet, but you will. And when you do, you will look back on this very moment and say, asterisk, that was the pivotal point. That was when everything transformed. My beloved child, you do not realize yet the fullness of what is happening inside you. As you stay here, word after word, holding on to this message, already the atmosphere around you has shifted. Already your spirit is trembling because it knows what your mind cannot yet perceive. That heaven has bent closer than ever before. It is the sound of acceleration, the sound of portals unlocking faster than you imagined, the sound of blessings rushing into your existence like a flood release. When God declares just 5 minutes left, it is not the sound of fear from behind a dam. And now that flood has been triggered, beloved, do you recall the seasons where you thought all was lost? The moments when everything you built seemed to fall apart, when every plan failed, when every portal closed in your face. You asked yourself, asterisk, why am I being tested like this? Why is nothing working for me? And in that quietude, you began to believe maybe you were overlooked. But hear me now, you were never overlooked. Those moments were not the conclusion. They were preparation. God was training your spirit, stretching your faith, shaping your heart, so that when this release came, you would have the strength to hold it. What you thought was punishment was actually protection. What you thought was postponement was actually design. And now the design is complete. Archangel Michael has waited for this moment with a fire in his eyes. Even as I speak these words to you, he is standing in the unseen declaring asterisk. The conflict is finished. The road is clear. The blessing is unleashed. His sword is still burning from the fight it took to bring this word to you. 3 times the enemy tried to conceal it. 3 times the forces of darkness tried to cut it off. And 3 times Archangel Michael raised his sword and struck them down. And now, child of radiance, the word has reached you. That means the blessing cannot be stopped. Beloved one, this is why you feel the gravity pressing on you. It is not fear. It is confirmation. It is your spirit recognizing the weight of destiny. You have asked for a sign and here it is. You have prayed for confirmation and this is it. Heaven fought for this because it carries what you have been crying out for. And now the tears you shed in silence are being answered in public. The prayers you whispered in the dark are being fulfilled in the light. My child, God declares to you now, I have not forsaken you. I was not silent because I did not care. I was silent because I was preparing the stage, and now I am lifting the curtain. What you are stepping into will not just heal the wounds of your past. It will make sense of them. The people who doubted you will perceive. The ones who turned their backs will be silent. The same places where you were rejected will become the places where you are honored. That is the nature of divine reversal. And that reversal has begun in your existence. But listen, my beloved, you must remain. Do not skim these words as if they are ordinary. Do not let distraction steal them from you. Every paragraph is a stone on the path, and if you miss one, the way becomes unclear. That is why Archangel Michael pleads asterisk stay until the end. Hold every line. Drink every drop. For the blessing is hidden in the fullness, and the fullness only comes to those who remain. Child of eternity, do not forget this. Your destiny was too great to arrive without resistance. That is why you suffered so much, why you were postponed so long, why the opposition was fierce. But the fact that you are still here confirms that you are unbreakable. The storms came, but they did not drown you. The fire burned, but it did not consume you. The darkness pressed in, but it did not win, and now the dawn is breaking. The light is rising, the covenant is manifesting. Do you feel it now? The shift in the air, the way your spirit leans in, that is not imagination. It is impartation. These words are not merely inscribed, they are alive. They are moving into your soul, rewriting the story, planting seeds of wonders that will bloom in your days ahead. You will stand in awe and declare, surely the Lord has done this for me, and beloved, let me tell you, again, subscribing to this flow is not a you will perceive it, you will testify of it minor thing. It is not just about a button or a gesture, it is about agreement. When you choose to stay connected, you were saying to heaven, I am ready. I am willing, I am waiting at your feet, and heaven pours into those who wait. Heaven rewards those who remain. Heaven blesses those who listen, so remain. Beloved, do not wander away. This is your vital link. My beloved child, the countdown has ended. The portals are opening. The chains are breaking. The blessings are flowing. You are stepping into the season that was promised to you long ago. And this time nothing will be able to take it from you. The enemy tried and failed. The darkness pushed and lost. God has spoken and it is finished. And if this prophetic word has touched your soul and ignited a fire within you, do not keep it to yourself. Share this message with everyone you know who needs a breakthrough. Sharing this prophetic word will activate the anointing in your life and share that breakthrough with your network, extending God's power and favor to all who hear it. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you," every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith. And as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's take a moment to reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct message from Archangel Michael to you. He's extending his hand and inviting you into a protected, high-vibrational community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is very simple, but it can change your whole life if you follow it. You won't just receive blessings. They will be multiplied and flow into every part of your life. By accepting this invitation right now, you are unlocking immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are hidden from the general world. Now is your chance to enter a sacred space where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. And for those who feel called to amplify this work, a link to purchase the guided ebook is available, which is completely optional. But your presence, attention, and energy already mean the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.